So that tells me now that everything, as Fenn has already said, everything depends on where warm waters halt. Everything. I mean, that's it. So, I'm gonna just have to figure it out. I feel, the only thing that I feel reassured about after this trip, you know, I actually had something to hang on to there. I really thought I had an area that, boy, I hope no one else figures it out. And now I'm like, screw that. Nobody's figured it out. I don't think anyone's figured it out. The guy from Australia who said he's going to come over and he's saving up, you know, 10,000 or whatever he said to fly over and everything because he's able, he's spending all of his time and getting loans and stuff, and because he knows. I mean, that sounds fairly intimidating. I'm like, damn, he must really know where it is. And then I think, but Eric, that's what you keep doing. You keep thinking you know where it is. That's what everyone keeps doing. Everyone keeps thinking they know where it is. I'm going to start thinking about where warm waters halt. I guess I'm not going to quit looking for the treasure, but I've been traveling too much. I've kind of been doing it for fun, and it's been fun, and it's been fun to see this part of the world. But now I'm really back to square one because it just hasn't worked out that any of these are places that Fenn would physically have been able to walk. And and my last point on that is, remember Greenbelt Park in Denver, which I'll be, probably driving past tomorrow on the way to the airport. I'm not so sure it's not an area like that again. I'm beginning to realize how important it is when Fenn says, I walked in and out 4 times in one afternoon. And it reminds me of what this lady said on one of my first trips. Her immediate response to hearing Fenn's age was, well, it's probably a pretty level area he's walking in, which is part of what struck me on this trip. I was, hey, Eric, wake up. He's not doing this. So, yeah. It makes me wonder if it's not a Greenbelt Park type of situation where you're kind of in a park near, that families and people can kind of be roaming around in, and it's not that outdoorsy. I mean, it is outdoorsy, but it's not outdoorsy. I know some people really gave me crap about it. No way it's going to be in this park. You wouldn't, well, you don't seem to understand. There are parks in cities that are quite large. And, he could go into these parks and he could hide this thing and they could be not found until you find the blaze. This blaze is just driving everyone nuts. It is driving everyone crazy. I'm almost to the point where I wanted to see it found this summer just to figure out where it was. I really mean that. I'm really getting to that point. Oh well. Heading to oh, and I didn't tell this one part that was very funny. So I was booking my room today, this morning, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay. Well, I wasn't going to stay another night and drive 6 hours in the morning. Well, I couldn't even. I thought, no, I want to be pretty near. It all depended pretty much on the trip, right? So obviously today I realized, there's no point. So I decided to just get a room near Denver. So it's funny, I look up hotels in fairly near Denver. I like to get them a little out of town. They're a little cheaper. Sometimes you can have, getting a hotel in a city environment, it's really nice because everything's very close by as far as jumping in the car and getting food and stuff. But on the other hand, you can get these hotels just an hour or so out of town in this part of the country in just beautiful locations. So for instance, this particular hotel that I got has a river view and all kinds of cool stuff. But in this place called Idaho Springs, I think that's where I'm going. thought that maybe I'd grease that up for a second. Idaho Springs, I had to laugh because the hotels are like, they all have these code words. To me, it means code words. They were like laid back, easy going, and you're thinking to yourself, easy going hotel, laid back hotel, what does that mean? And then finally one of them had the clue. One of them said 420. Okay, I may have screwed up there. So, god damn it. So anyway, these hotels, they have these things like, you know, easy going, laid back, we don't care, almost to the point of we don't care what you're doing. And it turns out they're just all, this one that I'm going to, actually, I went ahead and got it anyway. It says 420 friendly, meaning, you know, 420 pot. So I guess their place is kind of openly saying we don't really care if you're smoking in the room or whatever. And I told someone that on the phone, oh my god, you're gonna go to a place where you smell marijuana? And I'm like, I don't really give a shit. I mean, actually, I don't really care to smell marijuana, but I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do any of that stuff. But on the other hand, I can't believe they would have rooms that smell like marijuana. That would be kind of, I think, for a lot of people. You know, at this late stage of the game with our history as a country, you know, the people that have wanted to smoke have been smoking, and the people that don't want to smoke have been not smoking. And I wouldn't want to walk into a room that smelled like bourbon either.